And for that, we welcome in CFB Daily correspondent Brooke Fletcher. Brooke, what do you have first for us?
All right, thanks, Elka. Okay, so we all know Jim Harbaugh isn't afraid to speak his mind. And after that tough loss to Ohio State on Saturday, he was quick to let the press know how disappointed he was in the officiating after the game.
I'm bitterly disappointed with the officiating today. That spot, the graphic displays the interference penalties. The one not called on us, on Grant Perry, clearly was being hooked before the ball got there. And the previous penalty they called on Delano Hill, the ball's uncatchable and by the receiver. See, I'm bitterly disappointed.
All right, so Elika, do you see where he's going with this?
Okay, well, I'm going to give pretty much the same answer I've been giving for the last couple weeks as we've been discussing Mike Gundy complaining about officiating and the impact that that's had on his team. I am all for a coach standing up for his players and calling out officiating that he thought was questionable. However, he spent pretty much the entirety of his press conference making this claim, and it literally was the answer for every question that was pretty much asked of him. He must have used bitterly disappointed about 17 times. Unfortunately, it makes you look like a baby. It shows that you're not able to give props to another team on the other side of the field that also worked very hard and was very skilled and instrumental in winning that game. And it shows a distinct lack of accountability for the ultimate outcome.
To me, this screams much like Gundy. We've talked about this. This is SOS. He's pleading his case. At this point, all he's doing is trying to plead a case to the playoff committee that they were robbed of a game in some half-baked attempt to stay in the playoff committee conversation. Now, okay, you're completely right. It's the non-coach thing to do to not come out and credit your opponent and instead to blame the officials, which is the approach he chose to take. It's all about the SOS. He's looking for a little help.
I'm going to need you guys to keep my man Mike Gundy's name out your mouth right now. Listen, that's an apples to oranges comparison right here. But all I'll say is, less is more right here, man. Everyone saw the way that game played out. Watching that game through the first half, really through the first three quarters, Michigan looked like the better of the two teams out there on the field, and I think a lot of people took notice of that. They made mistakes, gave away the game, and Ohio State capitalized on those. Michigan, you stating your case was on the field, so Harbaugh up here right now isn't helping his cause. He's only hurting it because, like you said, now this just gives your players an excuse to go out there and say the same things. Well, it wasn't my missed tackle, it wasn't this, that, and the other. The officials robbed us of this victory, and that's the real wrong here.
Well, Harbaugh stated his case. We just stated ours. Brooke, what do you have next?
All right, so Harbaugh wasn't very excited after that game, but one man that left the game happy was Urban Meyer, who, him, and along with every other husband, knows that when a wife calls, you answer, no matter what. Well, even after possibly his biggest win of the year, Urban was not risking being put in the doghouse for not answering his wife's phone call. Let's check it out.
That was an exciting win. That's my wife. I'll get right back to him at the press conference. All right, bye. She said bring a gallon of milk home when we get home.
Okay, Fitz, is it just me, or is that a little jab at Harbaugh with the whole milk reference thing?
Well, it absolutely was, but I like to bring the dancing woman into this because, let's face it, he scored so many husband points there. I know this, married men, we all know this. If my wife calls me in the middle of this segment and I take that call, think of the points you just scored. He's got a dancing wife at home. This was a brilliant move.
Yeah, I got to go with heart eye emoji on this one because, Brooke, you said it. When your wife calls, you got to answer. Only made better by the fact that Shelley Meyer is now the official Queen of Columbus for that Harbaugh jab right there that you mentioned.
Yeah, look, I just need you to pass the bottle over this way. The great Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, milk is for babies. When you grow up, you drink beer. And that night, I'm sure Urban Meyer enjoyed a few of those as he sent a not-so-subtle message to his counterpart there that you're still a little brother in this relationship and will be until further notice.
Yeah, I think Woody and Bo are loving this quite a bit. Brooke, what's next?
Okay, so unless you've been living under a rock, everybody knows that LeBron James is a big Ohio Buckeye fan and also grew up in Ohio. So naturally, he would be at the Michigan-Ohio State game. Well, not only did he attend the game on Saturday, he made an announcement too.
So the question is, being that we played professional basketball, didn't go to college, can we come back and play college football? Do we still have eligibility?
I say yeah.
Somebody give us the answer.
I'm trying to play a snap for Ohio State Buckeyes. Straight up. Yeah!
Hey, wide receiver always looking good. Why you hating, RJ?
I ain't got nothing else to do.
I love Ohio State.
All right, Mike, do you think LeBron could hold his own at football?
Brooke, I don't know, but I'd be more than willing to grab some popcorn and find out. A freak-level athlete like LeBron James, an all-world, all-time guy like that, man, give him a few shots in the red zone, let him go up for a couple of those balls right in that back, a nice corner fade. The problem is I don't have a ton of faith that he would follow through on that because, let's be real, this is a guy we've been waiting for how many years to finally just enter a dunk contest for once and give us what we want, man.
Well,
So I'm going to wait long and probably forever to see him get on a football field doing anything.
I'm going to change things up a little bit. I'm going with the alarm clock, and I'll tell you why. It's not LeBron. It's the other guys in that game. J.R. Smith went to that game. The next day, forgot to wake up, put up a historically bad NBA day. Most minutes and shots for somebody to ever go scoreless. 38 minutes in the game, put up, I think it was 11 shots, no points. So the alarm clock didn't go off. So a little bit of a lingering effect there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna talk about LeBron for a moment. He is the king of any athletic feat that he wants to do. If he wanted to do a dunk contest, I'm sure that would be no problem. So if the question is, can LeBron participate in any athletic event? My answer is the king can do certainly just that. Brooke, what do you have next?
Mississippi State's big win versus Ole Miss in the